This is the Michael Koolidge Show. Koolidge.com. It's spelled with a K.
Another sunny day, I met you up in the garden.
Dr. Stephen J. Covey is the author of the immensely popular book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. He's also part of a new DVD along with the Dalai Lama, Deepak Chopra, Richard Branson, and a slew of others called Quest for Success. Dr. Stephen Covey, welcome on to the Michael Koolidge Show.
Thank you, Michael. Good to be with you on your program.
It is truly an honor to have you on the show, Dr. Covey. As far as I'm concerned, my listeners out there, this is like speaking to the Dalai Lama himself. I mean, Dr. Covey, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, just this gigantic success, came out 15 years ago, millions and millions of copies worldwide. I've got it in my iPod, so when I'm switching through on shuffle between Weezer and the Beatles, all of a sudden I'll hear your voice, Dr. Covey. It's time to sharpen the saw, people. And I got to tell you, it's changed my life. But before we get to that and how the 7 Habits, I'm sure, changed your life, what is this Quest for Success DVD about, and how did you get involved with that?
Well, it's a combination of various people that have attempted to make a great contribution in different areas, and they come from different angles. The primary focus, though, is to believe in yourself and to get control of your mind so that your conscious mind essentially affirms and programs your subconscious mind, and then you begin to make a difference and make a contribution. So I differentiate between primary and secondary success. These people have both, most of them do. Secondary success is to be rich and famous. Primary success is to have a character of integrity and also to be focused on serving other people and serving your community, and maybe getting your kids to also be involved in service.
Yeah, and I have to tell our listeners, if you have not read or listened to the 7 Habits book, this is real stuff. I mean, this isn't like, and I don't want to put down the whole The Secret thing that Oprah Winfrey has been promoting for the past couple of years and is a big deal. I know a lot of people like that, the believe in yourself thing, but these 7 habits and the stuff that you've really built your career on is so much about values and integrity. And it's not just about success. It's about the whole think win-win mindset, understanding people, and then look to be understood. I mean, how did you come up with your own ideas about the 7 habits, and when in your mind did it formulate into, okay, I'm going to write this down, put it in a book, and see if other people can respond to this?
Well, I was getting a doctorate, and I was doing a literature review going back to the foundation of our country, and I gradually began to discern a movement away from the character ethic into what you might call the personality ethic, which is kind of the secondary kind of success, which focused upon recognition and wealth and prestige, notoriety, and so forth. And I feel that undermined to a great extent the trust that needs to be inside relationships and inside organizations. So I decided to write on a book on the character ethic, restoring the character ethic to America, and now we're into 143 different countries around the world.
Wow.
And so that became a fascinating study. The key element was the difference between the private victory and the public victory. The idea being that you need to win a private victory by being free of victimism, taking responsibility, having a clear sense of vision and mission and values, and then live by them. And then that leads to the security that you need to think win-win, to seek first to understand, then to be understood, and to synergize, which means that you communicate in ways that produce third alternative solutions to problems.
we certainly don't have time here in this short interview to go over all 7 habits, and I encourage my listeners to go out and get the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It is a life-changing book if you're just looking to get your life in order, and if you're wondering, what your purpose is, not just what your purpose is, but how do you achieve your goals and become the best person you can absolutely be. This is the book for that. But a little bit about Stephen Covey here. He's got an MBA from Harvard, born and raised in Utah. If you ever walk by those Franklin Covey stores in the mall, the Covey part, that's Stephen Covey. And Franklin does refer to Ben Franklin. That's not a joke, right? How did you team up with Ben Franklin, Dr. Covey?
Well, he was a person that focused a great deal on the character ethic as he worked to develop those 13 characteristics in his nature.
Yeah.
And it came from a combination of a merger between Franklin Quest, which was based on Ben Franklin's work in the field of time management, and also the Covey Leadership Center. So we merged, and that's why it was called Franklin Covey.
And again, these are people swear by these time management books. That is, a combination of, like Dr. Covey said, the principles that Ben Franklin put forth, centuries ago, and some of these leadership aspects of the 7 habits. And that's a big topic that's being talked about now. We have this big election coming up, leadership. And leadership qualities. I've read you define true leadership as moral authority, not formal authority. Before we let you go, what exactly does that mean?
That means that it's conferred from below because you live by principles and by your conscience, and thereby gain people's trust and respect, where formal authority is conferred from above. That's more primary, secondary success. And so Gandhi, for instance, changed the world. He was the father of the largest democracy in the world and never held a position. So leadership is a choice that you make to live by principles, and it gives you moral authority, where management is more formal authority and comes from a position. But leadership is not a position. It's a choice. There's a website on what we're talking about now. It's called, they tried to have Quest for Success, but I guess that was used, so they called it questforwealth.org.
Questforwealth.org. Our listeners can go to Koolidge.com with a K, click on Dr. Stephen J. Covey, and it'll bring you right to questforwealth.org. Go BYU, by the way. I know you're a big BYU fan. They're off to a great year already, so good luck to them. And
we're number 9, I think, already in the national.
Undefeated still. Dr. Covey, anything else you want to add real quick here before we say goodbye?
Well, I would say live true to your conscience. That is the source of your security and your integrity.
Live true to your conscience. Dr. Stephen J. Covey, it was an absolute honor to speak with you in person on the phone. Thank you so much for coming on to the Michael Koolidge Show.
Thank you, Michael.
Have a great day, Dr. Covey. It truly
You
was
too.
an honor. I know you have to go.
Make it a great day.
I will. Thank you very much.